I talked to them about that, and they were like, just do it anyway. And so there were times when I was like, wow, this feels kind of silly.
Well, now wait a second, let me clarify the question. So are you saying if we read something that we personally don't think the character would do, or we personally don't want to do?
Like, you personally would not react that way in the situation you're in the scene in. You know, like, for example, when you're in a scene with Dean and Cass, and then Dean reacts in a way that you, as Jensen, would react as.
Oh, that's very
Well, that's easy because that's not acting. That's just acting. I mean, listen, let's take Soldier Boy for a second. I have a lot of issues with the way he does and says things. That's not me. I'm playing a character, and the character, it makes sense for that character to react or act that way. So that's my job, is to facilitate that. I have a laundry list of complaints about that character, but I'm not playing me as that. I'm playing that character. So if there's an issue with the script, and I'm like, I don't think that the character will do that, then that's a different conversation. And I've had those conversations. Well, you were about to say that you would have that too, right?
Yeah.
Right. Where Misha didn't think that this is what Cass would have done or said.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course we've had those. Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah. And is it? I guess I just kind of like thought it. You were asking kind of like, what do we do in those situations?
Well, I was more like along the lines of, especially as you had played Dean and Cass for so long, it kind of, you've talked about how you like not really became those characters, but they were like such a big part of you. And then, especially along the lines of that, how does it feel when sometimes you align with Dean? Like, how does it feel in that situation that you don't really agree with?
Well, like, I didn't want Dean to die. I had a major problem with that personally, because I was so attached to the character, and I didn't want that ending for him. And it took me a long time to come around to the fact that it's not my choice. I can have influence on that. I can have a say in it, and they gave me that. But when it came down to it, I had to step back. I had to remove my personal feelings about the character and about the story, and try to look at it from an audience's perspective, or just look at it objectively. And then I realized that it was